On an ordinary street in Kigali, a machine is about to move. It was not manufactured in China. It did not come from Europe. And it was not assembled inside a multi-million-dollar factory. It was built here by a young Rwandan with an unusual dream. At first glance, it may look rough. Welded metal, 3 wheels, a battery, an electric motor. But behind this machine is a story that began long before any of these pieces were put together. It began with an accident, a friendship, and one young man's refusal to accept that disability should end the life his friend once knew. His birth name is Sibomana Musafiri, but today he introduces himself by another name, Rupaca brand, and sometimes Umwe Mubato, a name that reflects the way he sees himself, still young, but attempting things far bigger than people might expect from someone his age.
My name is Sibomana Musafiri, but people know me as Rupaca brand, or Umwe Mubato. I was born here in Kigali, in Nyamirambo, in an area called Nyakabanda. Even when I was a child, I was very active and curious. I always liked things that were different from what everyone else was interested in. I remember buying my first bicycle around 2012. I saved small amounts of money until I had enough to buy it myself. I think that already showed something about me. When I really wanted something, I tried to find a way to make it happen.
At the time, there was no electric wheelchair, no company, no workshop bearing his name, just a young boy fascinated by movement and by machines. Years later, something happened that would give that curiosity a purpose. A close friend of Rupaca's was involved in an accident. He survived, but the accident left him with a disability. Before that day, the two friends could move around together freely. Afterwards, everything changed.
I had a close friend who was involved in an accident and became disabled. Before the accident, we used to move around together. But after he became disabled, we could no longer go places the way we used to. I did not want to abandon him just because something had happened to him. At first, I looked at a bicycle and started thinking, what if I put a seat on it? What if I added another wheel so that he could sit properly? I was trying to find a way for him to move with me again, so that even after what had happened to him, we could continue our friendship and continue going places together.
It did not begin as an attempt to impress anyone. It began with a friend. And a very simple question. How do I stop leaving him behind? But compassion can create an idea. It cannot automatically give you the knowledge required to build it. Rupaca still had a problem. He imagined what he wanted, but did not yet know how to make it work.
Later, I went back to Nairobi. I had originally gone there for other work, including things related to fabrics and tailoring. But while I was there, I came across the kind of technology I had been thinking about. This time, I could see it properly in front of me. So I approached the people working with it and decided to learn. I studied it for about 2 years. When I came back to Rwanda, I wanted to put that knowledge into practice.
2 years, learning how systems work, understanding electricity, motors, controllers, batteries, and eventually figuring out how these pieces could become mobility. But knowledge alone was still not enough. He needed a reason to keep going. And that encouragement came from some of the people who understood the problem better than anyone else.
After I started producing my first designs, I met different people living with disabilities. Some were former soldiers. I visited some of them around Kanombe, and we talked about this project. They encouraged me. They told me, "Don't give up. You can do this. There is a future in what you are trying to build." That motivation helped me continue.
Somewhere between friendship, knowledge, and the encouragement of the very people who might one day use his machines, the experiment became a mission. And this is what that mission looks like today. A locally fabricated electric wheelchair, built around a welded metal frame. Powered by an electrical system, Rupaca says he understands well enough to assemble, repair, and modify himself.
The system is made up of several main components. First, you need the motor. Then you have the controller. The controller is basically what connects the entire electrical system. It connects the battery to the motor and to the throttle. Through the controller, you can also connect things like the lights, the horn, and the display. So when all of these parts are connected correctly, they work together as one complete system.
To most people, these are just wires. To Rupaca, they are a language.
The shape of the vehicle can change. I can design one with 2 wheels, 3 wheels, or 4 wheels, depending on what I want to build. But the electrical principle remains similar. The body can change, the design can change, the system is what makes it move. The motor normally rotates in one direction, but through the electrical connections, I can change its direction. If the motor is driving forward and I change the correct wiring or switching direction, the motor rotates the opposite way. That allows me to create reverse as well. Let me show you.
It is one thing to explain a machine. It is another thing to make it move in front of you. And there is another detail that changes the meaning of this machine. According to Rupaca, the chair we are looking at was not built simply for an exhibition. It was being made for a customer, a man from Gisenyi living with a disability.
This particular one was made for a man from Gisenyi who has a disability. He has already paid in advance, and I am completing it for him. I also designed space here where he can carry a small load. So I am not only thinking about making the machine move, I am thinking about how the person will actually use it in everyday life.
Suddenly, this is no longer simply an experiment. Someone is waiting for it. But Rupaca believes the biggest opportunity is not simply building one wheelchair. It is solving another problem. What happens when an imported machine eventually breaks?
Many electric wheelchairs are imported from abroad, especially from China. They may work well, but the problem can come later when you need a spare part. Sometimes you contact the supplier and they tell you, that model is old. We now have a newer model. Then you discover that the part you need is no longer available. With the systems I build here, I know how they are assembled. If something develops a problem, I can repair it. I want to give people something affordable, durable, and repairable here in Rwanda.
For him, local production is not only about national pride, it is about serviceability. If the person who built your machine lives in your own country, the conversation does not end when the machine leaves the workshop.
I give the customer a 1-year warranty because I am the person who builds the system. But I also explain how to take care of it. For example, if the battery only needs a few hours to charge, you should not leave it charging all night. Some problems happen because people are given equipment without being taught how to use it correctly. So when I give someone a wheelchair, I also teach them how to maintain it.
Build it. Explain it. Repair it. Stand behind it. For Rupaca, those are all parts of the same invention.
With one of the standard battery setups, I can get roughly 20 to 25 kilometers of travel. With a larger capacity battery, the range can go much higher, around 40 to 60 kilometers, depending on the battery and the setup. If I am converting a normal bicycle to electric power, the work can be done very quickly. A custom vehicle for someone living with a disability takes more time because I have to build the design around that person's needs. Under good working conditions, I can complete one in around 3 days.
These figures are his own estimates from the systems he is building. But what matters most to him is not a number, it is speed of access. Instead of waiting weeks for a machine to arrive from overseas, he imagines building it locally. But Rupaca is not yet where he wants to be. The ambition is large, the resources are not. He openly admits that two things continue to stand between where he is today and where he wants to go: connections and capital.
What I am missing most is opportunity, connections, and financial capacity. I have the knowledge and I have the ideas. But to grow, you need equipment, you need materials. You need enough resources to build several machines, not only one at a time. I am willing to work with companies, investors, or anyone who believes this can grow.
And perhaps this is where the story becomes even more interesting. Because when Rupaca talks about the future, he does not speak like someone who believes this wheelchair is the end.
My dream is to have my own place. Something like a proper workshop or factory. I want us to make more of these machines here, instead of depending on everything from outside. I can also take an ordinary bicycle and install an electric system on it so that the rider does not have to pedal all the time. And I have other projects I want to build. One of them is a small 4-wheel vehicle. What I am trying to show is that Rwandans have knowledge. We can build good things here, and we can make them affordable.
babe batugirira icyizere tubakorera ibintu byiza kandi bidahenze.
But there is one part of Rupaca's dream that may eventually matter even more than the machines themselves. He does not want the knowledge to end with him.
Umwana wawe mu kwezi kumwe nabamwigishije ntakabashe kuba
I also want to teach young people. A young person can come and learn the basics with me. In about a month, he can already understand enough to begin building and developing his own project. Imagine if I trained 10 young people. One could eventually work in Rwamagana, another in Nyagatare, another in Huye. Then the knowledge would not remain only here in Kigali. We could reach more people together.
One wheelchair becomes 10 students. 10 students become 10 workshops. And suddenly, what began as one young man's attempt to help a friend begins to look like something much bigger. It is easy to look at this machine and focus on its imperfections. The exposed metal, the homemade body, the simple finish. It does not look like something that came out of a giant international factory, because it didn't. It came from a young man who first looked at a disabled friend and thought, there must be another way. First came a bicycle, then the idea of another wheel, then learning, then experimenting, then encouragement, then failure, more learning, more building, until eventually the idea moved. Rupaca may not be the first African to build an electric wheelchair, and he does not need to be. Because the extraordinary part of this story is not a race to be first, it is the decision to begin. Somewhere in Kigali, a young African saw a problem affecting someone he loved. He learned, he experimented, he built. And today, something that once existed only inside his imagination is moving through the streets. Maybe this yellow wheelchair is not the final product. Maybe it is only the beginning. But every great machine, every company, every industry begins somewhere. And sometimes it begins with one friend refusing to leave another behind.
This is